Hello Aquarius, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the career and financial energy for the sign of Aquarius for the month of August. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Aquarius. Now, just a friendly reminder, I do not do personal readings. The scammers are back, so please do not get scammed. Also, I am using the Gilded Tarot, the Ethereal Visions Tarot, as well as the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right. Make sure we're all set up here and in view, and then we'll get right into it. I think that's good enough to me for right now. Go ahead and take 3 of these Kipper cards. All right. Aquarius, energy on the bottom. You have the Knight of Swords. So Knight of Swords is a really nice card of asking that really asks you to sort of strike while the iron is hot, take advantage of opportunities, and seize the day. When you get this card, there could be something coming into your life that's like so chaotic that you don't really have an opportunity to even really think. It's almost like you have to work on instinct. There is a warning in here though, in the Knight of Swords, about being careful that you are not working on impulse though, okay? And so try to separate this idea of instinct from impulse. Like what do you, and then we can also throw in the other eye, which is an intuition, right? Like what do you intuitively or instinctually feel about something? If you do, the idea is to go down what you intuitively or you instinctually feel, not exactly, and actually like let go of impulse. That's the idea with the Knight of Swords. And so, yeah, but it can be a very good card of action, and specifically maybe like in the areas of communication, in your thought process, kind of being quick on your feet. Also like intellect, just generally, thinking quickly. So yeah, now first and foremost, you have a really nice reading here, for sure. So definitely kind of at a quick glance, I like what I see for you, but in the overall situation, you do have this Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is one of the cards that a lot of people like to see in a career and financial reading because it can bring about a job offer. Pages are almost always messengers, or it could be offers, opportunities. They can also be aspects of a person, or it could be another person. But Wands is the suit of work, and pages, as they are messengers, can bring about communication about a job or in your work. This can also be about good news, just generally coming into your life. If I'm putting together the first 2 cards here, you know, it's like you have something that's quickly happening, maybe a quick on your feet type of decision, with the Knight of Swords and the Page of Wands. And it's like, the other thing about the Page of Wands, it's the energy of energy. So what do you energetically or intuitively feel in this month as it relates to an event that might be happening? And I would just say, like, let this be your sort of heads up. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Let this sort of be your heads up that there could be something positive that's coming in, but it might be a situation where you don't necessarily have the answer right now. So it's like you have to, like, when the event happens, you kind of just need to decide, right? That type of situation. Again, not doom and gloom. I think that this is probably generally pretty good. Now, in the beginning of the month, you have the 2 of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords, and the 9 of Cups here showing up in this first column. And the 2 of Pentacles can talk about a financial change. You can see that this person's sort of juggling the pentacles. This can represent the fluctuations of money, or money coming in, money coming out type of deal. By default, it's a good change. You might not see it right now because you have the 8 of Swords paired with it. And as you see here, this 8 of Swords has the blindfold symbolism on it. Blindfolds can represent not necessarily being able to see what is right in front of you. And the 8 of Swords in particular might suggest that there is a solution available, but you must do whatever it is that you can to remove whatever it is that is blinding you. Particularly with the 8 of Swords, this is about like a mental blinder. And what I mean by that is you are wrapped up in your thoughts. You are wrapped up in logic. You're wrapped up in your thought process. And again, this is going back to the instinctual level, which I'm feeling like is very important for you in this month, Aquarius. Working at the instinctual or at the intuitive level is going to really be probably the best guidepost forward for you, particularly as it relates to a change, because Two of Pentacles can just speak to change, right? Just generally, and yeah, I do get the sense that you are headed in this nice direction. So diagonals in this spread represent directions that you are headed. And I get the sense that the worst is behind you. I think at some point this month, you'll probably even recognize that the worst is behind you. So I definitely like to see that. But lastly, in this column, you do have this Nine of Cups card. So the Nine of Cups is the fulfillment of a wish. It is something that makes you extremely happy in the tarot. It's emotional contentment. It's really this idea of feeling good. In the middle of the month, you have the Ace of Swords, you have the Page of Wands, and you have the Tower card here. So the Tower can bring about a shock or a surprise, maybe a shock to the system. This can say that maybe this can expose something that's like on shaky ground or on unstable ground when you get the Tower card. The thing is, it's really a blessing in disguise, because who wants to live in a house of cards, right? The Tower does collapse the house of cards, but nobody wants to actually live there. And not only that, but it provides this person who is falling out of the Tower. You can see here, they're falling. This provides this person with a way out. There are no doors on this Tower, and so they had no way of getting out previously. And so this can really provide you with a new path or a new way out of a situation. Again, interestingly enough, it's been there the whole time, because you have this Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords represents, like I said, a solution being there. But, maybe, Aquarius, what had to happen was there needed to be a bit of a surprise or a wake-up call type of deal. Sometimes we need a wake-up call. And while they can be challenging, it's like, when you really think about it, they're probably blessings at the end of the day. They're more often than not, they are blessings here. And so, along with that, as I've said, you have this Page of Wands with the Knight of Swords, something coming in quickly here. And with this Tower, it's sort of like a surprise, right? It's sort of like I'm getting surprise energy or revelation energy happening as it relates to your work situation. You have this as well with the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is about clarity, okay? You can see the clouds in the background. The idea with the Ace of Swords is the clouds are clearing in the background, making way for something new. You could think of the Ace of Swords as well as some sort of divine insight, a breakthrough, divine intervention, communication. And that's another thing I really wanted to say here, which is I'm really being drawn to the communication cards. So the Six of Swords, Eight of Swords, Ace of Swords, and the Knight of Swords here. Seemingly, yeah, it seems like they are the predominant cards, in this, out of all of the suits here. And so there's something about your communication in this month as it relates to your career that I feel like is being highlighted here. Some of you may work in communication. Some of you may be getting important communication. I think it's probably about important communication with the Page of Wands in the middle. I think that's probably very much in alignment with you here. So yeah, for sure. And then the other thing is this new beginning, this idea of this new beginning that's very important here, that's coming in through the energy of the Tower, the Page, and the Ace of Swords. Actually, this middle column looks very good, but it's almost like you weren't expecting it, and you'll have to be ready to sort of be quick on your feet with the Knight of Swords. Now, in the last column here, you have the Eight of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Six of Swords. So this is for like around towards the end of the month, but timing is really hard to wrap down in these readings, so just keep that in mind. But as I said, this diagonal looks very good. So we start off with this change, communication coming in, and then the Six of Swords, which can talk about a transition being made in your life. Six of Swords also says that the worst is behind you, okay? Because the card that is behind the Six is the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is some sort of challenge, loss, defeat. And this person's ready to let the worst be behind them. And really, they're making a transition. They're sailing to new places, sailing to new shorelines, going to new areas, seeing new things, seeing new people, meeting new people, doing new things. All of that type of energy when you get the Six of Swords card. So it's definitely very good here. And I think maybe even one of the key words with the Knight of Swords can be like chaos. I think, especially when it's combined with the Tower, I think some of you are moving out of chaos. And what's interesting is it might be the chaos of your mind. And I say that because of the Eight of Swords, which is this idea of being in your mind. You have the Queen of Wands, which is a card that's been coming in for almost everybody here in this month, which is the Queen of Wands is about attraction. Okay, not only being an attractive person physically or like maybe to other people, like romantically, but also being an attractive person in terms of their skill set and their ability to attract whatever it is that they want in their life. So you can think law of attraction, right? Manifesting, things like that. And so you can manifest something important here. And I think that, again, this will come around as you realize the worst is behind you. Lastly, you have the Eight of Pentacles, which is a major card. It's the biggest card of a talent in the tarot. It says you have some sort of gift, skill, talent, and ability that keeps you well provided for. And it's also good movement forward in work, hard work, progress forward in work, and all of that. So really liking this month so far for you here, Aquarius. But let's go ahead and start to clarify. Now, if you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow. And less than 50% of you who watch my content are actually subscribed. So please do consider doing that. All right. Energy here in the Kipper, you have change, unexpected income, and poverty. Clearly a change happening. I don't think it's a negative change. Don't let this poverty card freak you out. This is typically about scarcity mindset. And remember, you have it paired here with unexpected income. It's like there is something unexpectedly positive, I feel like, on the way with the Tower, the Page of Wands, and Ace of Swords. That's a good unexpected situation. And then you have it here with unexpected income. Could that be a bonus? Could that be a pay bump? Could it be, you know, something else? I don't know. Do you find money under the couch? I don't know. I don't know. You know, it could be so many different things here. Maybe you're selling something. You find something in the closet or in your house that you don't need anymore. Or there is like a pay bump, or there's something here, or you're making a sale, or you're maybe selling something based on a talent here as well. So maybe you have an Etsy shop. That's the example I always give. But something like that could be happening. It's also possible that there's a job offer, right? Like maybe you've been putting in resumes. You've been firing off resumes here with the Page of Wands in the middle, and unexpectedly, here it comes. Let's go ahead and see what else we have. You have the Knight of Cups. You have the Magician, Page of Pentacles, the Emperor, Strength, and the Eight of Swords. All right, so this Eight of Swords is a very important card for you in this reading, okay? Because you have the Eight of Swords twice. Like I said, the chaos of your mind here. And I do not say that to disparage or anything like that. I say that because I feel like some of you are moving out of maybe a situation where you've been a little bit trapped, or maybe even just anxious, or just this feeling like rumination, of mental rumination here that's been happening. But I think you're sailing away from this. You're realizing that that's behind you. This could all kind of come to a head because of some type of important offer. Because you have the double pages, you have the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands in the middle, which is very important in this reading for you. This is also the Strength card here, which is the Leo card. We are in Leo season, but the Strength card asks you to be brave. Okay, do the hard things, do the things that people don't want to do, and kind of let your bravery and your courage and your honesty kind of lead you. Put your heart on your sleeve as well. And go for something here, which I see you doing with all of these knights. Again, with the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups, again, another card that actually indicates wearing your heart on your sleeve, or really kind of being heart-led or heart-driven as it relates to your career. The Emperor is a major omen of success in business. Somebody who's extremely successful, authoritative, and well off. People go to them for help on different areas because they are an expert and they've experienced major things, but they also have an uncanny ability to lead lead a group. Lastly, you have this Magician card, which is about manifestation. I have to tell you, it's been the theme of the readings for this entire month for the collective, which is big manifestation energy here. So it's like, what do you want, Aquarius? Because it's possible that this could come in for you, but you must first have a goal. You must first have a goal, because you can't fill your container without having something to fill it with, right? So what is your manifestation? What is your goal is what I would ask you. On the bottom, you have the Eight of Cups. You're walking away from something here, walking away from disappointing situations, and there's this feeling that the worst is behind you. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.